Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crumbl Mumbl podcast. So stoked to have you here for our weekly flavor review. If you're new to the show, if this is the first time you've seen one of these, I go through all the flavors of the week, talk about them in depth, and answer a lot of your guys' questions that you've submitted on Instagram. So we put up a story every single week asking for questions mostly about the week lineup, but also questions about Crumbl in general and anything you guys are wondering, you're curious about, and then I answer them for you right here in real time. So if you are tuning in for the first time and you have questions about Crumbl, you can either answer them on our stories. We post them every week at the beginning of the week, or if you want to drop questions down below, if you're on Spotify, Apple, or another platform, hop on over to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, drop them below, and I see all of them. So I'll go through them and see, which ones are being asked a lot and can answer them on the next episode. But for now, we're going to get into this week's lineup. I say this every week. This week was divisive for a lot of you. There were cookies you guys loved. There were cookies that you didn't love. It was all over the board, and we loved it. We loved hearing it. We loved seeing all of your comments. Let's, address the elephant in the room. SemiSweet chocolate chunk cookie. The milk chocolate SemiSweet war has been waging at Crumbl since day one. Jason McGowan, the CEO, is a SemiSweet guy. Sawyer Hemsley, our CBO, milk chocolate guy. They started Crumbl together, and it has been a thing since the beginning about which one we should be using on our staple cookies every single week. And every time we bring SemiSweet back, so many of you on socials beg us to keep it on the lineup every single week. But the thing is that the SemiSweet sales just don't match up to the milk chocolate chip, or they haven't yet. So if you're listening to this and you want SemiSweet to stay on the menu, go buy it, because that's a big factor in what we keep on the menu every week, is what people like the most, and people buy the cookies that they like a lot. And so if you want the SemiSweet to be on the menu, go get it this week. Go tell your friends to get it. Tell your mom, dad, siblings, cousins, coworkers, tell them all to go buy SemiSweet, because when we look at the numbers after this week, and actually the few weeks coming, not just this week, we're going to be looking at it for the rest of the year, I think, until the end of the year. Whenever it's on the menu, go buy it, because after all of this, we're going to compare the numbers, and whatever one sold better, that's the one that we're going to keep on the menu every single week. So be sure to go do that. The SemiSweet chocolate chunk is so good. I don't know if you're a SemiSweet person, if you're listening slash watching this. I used to not be. Okay, I used to hate SemiSweet, then I grew up and I now like it. And I was told when I was younger that as I got older, I'd like SemiSweet, and I didn't believe anyone. And now I'm older, and now I really like it. So they were right. And I am a big fan of it. So I love the SemiSweet chocolate chunk. Besides that, we have our apple pie, and then we have our pumpkin cake, which is our pumpkin-based cookie. And then we've got a cream cheese frosting and a garnish of SemiSweet, again, chocolate chips on top, the little cute mini ones. This one's really good if you like our pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. I love that cookie. That one I feel like I can just eat a million of. It's just so light and fluffy. Some of our cookies I feel like I eat a little bit of, and I have to tap out after like a quarter of them. But our pumpkin cookie I could just eat for days. And this one is that cookie, and then it has that nice frosting on top. So if you've got a bit of a sweet tooth and you like our pumpkin base, this cookie is the one for you. And then we have our hazelnut sea salt. This has been a fan favorite since the beginning. Anytime we do a hazelnut cookie, you all go crazy for it. And then we've got our lemon blackberry cookie. So that's our fruit one this week. And then our pink sugar, obviously, of course. The lemon blackberry, I have mixed feelings about. I liked it because I'm a big fruit person. I love fruit, and I love fruit cookies. But I don't know, for me, it was a little overwhelming. The lemon blackberry was a little bit much for me. So if you tried the lemon blackberry this week, let me know what you think. Every time I try one of these cookies with my team, we all kind of have a debate about which one's the best and which one's good and not. So I'm curious if I was right again this week about the lemon blackberry not being my favorite. So let me know what you thought. Let me know what you guys thought about that. But we're going to answer some questions about these cookies and about Crumbl in general. So first question, right out of the gate, is the SemiSweet cookie permanent? I did just kind of go over this, but I want to make it extra clear. It is not permanent for now. But that is to say, if we make SemiSweet permanent, then the milk chocolate goes away every week and will come back in rotation. So You got to pick what's the opposite of picking your poison. You got to pick your sweets. You got to pick your favorite, and whatever one again wins out in the numbers, that's the one that we're going to go with. Can we get the semi-sweet without salt? Yes, you can. So we've talked about this a couple of times before. You can dress down any cookie. So any cookie you want, you can take it down to its base. So like, for example, the pumpkin cookie, if you don't want all that frosting on top of it, you can ask them to take it off. Or if you just want the frosting and not the chocolate chips, you can ask them to take the chocolate chips off. Same with our sea salt hazel or our semi-sweet chunk cookie. You can ask them to take the salt off of the top because it does have a little bit of a salt topping. Some people just said it was too salty, and that's okay. So you could just have the chocolate in the cookie. Next question, is there a Crumbl cookie in Chicago? Great news, there are multiple Crumbl cookies in Chicago. If you go on our website, we have a whole list of locations, and you'll see we have multiple in Chicago. I've been to our Chicago ones personally. All of our stores are really great. The Chicago ones are just as great as the other ones. Go check it out if you live in the area. Protein cookie. Will we ever make a Crumbl protein cookie? Listen, the gym goers have been asking this for a long time. I can't promise anything, but know that we are seeing your comments. We are seeing you ask for it. We've talked about it. Can't promise if we're going to have one, but it has been seen. You've been acknowledged. I think it could be great, right? You pop in a Crumbl cookie before or after your workout, right? Get your protein intake in. Would it work with our rotating menu is the question. So stay tuned. We will see. This question I thought was, very funny. It was, why don't you collaborate with certain companies and make cookies inspired by them? I don't know how to break it to this person, but we do this all the time. This is actually the majority of my job, is actually doing cookies with brands where those cookie flavors are inspired by that brand. So if you see, we have our Oreo cookies, Twix cookies, Hershey's. We have so many brands we work with, and we work with their R&D teams to make sure that our recipe of their product is matching up to the quality and taste of their product. So for example, when we do a Twix cookie, we develop the cookie, we make it, we test it on everyone here at HQ, and then we actually ship the cookie out to Twix headquarters. And then their chefs take a look at it and they taste it, give us feedback. So when you're getting a cookie that is branded with one of these brands, just know that it has gone through our development process. It has gotten the sign off on their teams as well. So it is the most accurate to that brand that it possibly could be. We have these cookies usually every week. Sometimes we skip a couple of weeks, but there should be at least, about every week, a branded cookie where we do it with another ingredient partner. So the answer to that question is we do it all the time. And there's some of our favorites on the menu. So they've done really, really well. Hardest cookie to make. This question I thought was really interesting, and I also was surprised that I knew it right off the top of my head. I've just been able to talk to a lot of franchise partners, and they know which cookies are the hardest to make. Any of our pie cookies, which is hard because those are some of our best cookies. Those are some of the cookies people rave about. So we're talking key lime pie, apple pie, banana cream pie. But of those, the absolute hardest one to make is banana cream pie. It just takes forever. They've got to make the crust cookie bottom. It's got to chill for a certain amount of hours. And then they have this whole process of that. And then the banana cream itself, they're chopping up actual bananas for that. And then they've got to go through this whole process of refrigerating it, cooling it, and thawing it, this whole thing. And that's what you get when you get Crumbl, right? You get a high quality ingredient cookie that uses real ingredients. But man, the process for that takes hours and hours. When we have our banana cream pie cookies in store, our bakers go in at 3-4 in the morning to get the cookies ready for the day because it takes that long to process. So that's our hardest cookie in terms of time. Our most complicated cookie, I don't know that off the top of my head. I want to say it's something like our Sunday brownie cookie because that has a lot going on. That also has kind of a cup base, and then it's got frosting and then sprinkles and then a cherry and then fudge. It's got like all of these things on it. So that's probably the most complicated cookie that we have. All right, next question. How did we come up with the name Crumbl Cookies? If you tune into the episode of Sawyer Hemsley, he's our CBO. He started Crumbl with Jason McGowan. He gets into the details of it, but basically it was to reflect the experience of what happens when you eat a really good cookie. And what that is you have crumbles, right? You have crumbs. And so we wanted to name it after that. And you drop the E because it's not necessary. And then boom, marketing genius, Crumbl Cookies. Will you ever try out Asian flavors like ube and matcha? This is a great question. And this is something we get asked a lot, not just about Asian flavors, but about other flavor profiles. We haven't really dove into it a ton yet. And that's because when we do it, we want to make sure we do it right? We want to do right by these flavors and these different flavor palettes and profiles. And so once we've gotten one to a place where we really feel like we can release it to you guys and we feel like it's money, we will. We haven't dove into it yet, but keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. Things are coming. Is merch online only? Yes. Check out our merch store. It's on our website. If you go to the link, all of our merch is on there. We've got awesome stuff. We've got water bottles. We've got sweatshirts. We got coats. We got pickleball paddles. We have cornhole. Really anything you could want in Crumbl pink. So check it out online. What's Crumbl water? Crumbl water is water sold at Crumbl. You can get it with your cookies if you want, or you can get milk, or you can get ice cream, but it's one of our add-ons to our cookies. Trying and tasting the cookies on the podcast. This has been something you guys have asked multiple times since we launched this, and I don't know how I feel about it. And I've thought about it a lot, and I think if I see you guys ask for it more, I will do it. And I will try these in real time and give you my opinion in real time. A lot of you are fans of Unbox the Pink Box, if you guys remember, with Gabe and Brie Lynn, where they would do that on camera. They would try the cookies and give their opinion. I'm open to it. I'm open to doing it. If you guys really want my opinion on these cookies in real time, I will eat them on the podcast while recording. Let me know below. If you're going to comment something on this video, comment if that's what you want me to do or not, because it is a big decision and we're trying to figure out. And I'm happy to do it if that's what you guys want. So let me know. Can you do a Twix inspired cookie? Great news. We do have a Twix inspired cookie and it is coming out soon. I can't say when, but soon. Keep your eye out. How many people taste test before it becomes an actual cookie? This depends on the cookie and how hard the cookie is to nail down. So to give you a little bit of an overview, we'll have someone from our testing team on the podcast next season, but I'll give you a sneak peek. We have the cookie developed here. We test it internally on our team, on our testing team. Then they test it on people at HQ, which is honestly one of the hardest parts of my job, is having to try all these cookies all the time. And then after that, it goes to one of our 50 testing stores and we see how it does there. If it makes it through there, then we release it. So by the time it's been officially released, it's been tested by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Okay, last comment, no cues. It says, just here to say that they always bring me joy and today I really needed that joy, which was such a happy message to read. Because that's what Crumbl is here for. We're here to bring friends and family together over a box of the best cookies in the world. And whether you're already having a joyful moment and cookies are there to make it even better, or if you're having a hard day and cookies are there to, help fill the cracks in your heart or whatever it might be. We want Crumbl to be there for that. So messages like that always make us happy and make us realize that what we're doing, is helping you guys in some way, whether it's making an event that much more special or gifting to a friend or just treat yourself, right? We're here for all of that. And that is all we have today. So that's our lineup today. I would be interested as well if you guys want to comment your lineup from this week of best to worst and see what comes out of that and what most people think was the best cookie. Most people think was the worst. I think that would be really cool. So if you guys want to comment and do that, we'll look through it and our team will look at it and take it into account. So thanks for tuning in and we will see you on the next episode. Bye.